Y'all would not believe.
This car rental place was the worst experience I've ever had traveling.
Pull up a chair. It's tea time.
Come, BC, it's tea time.
Hi, my lovelies. It's Rebecca Rogers. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming and hang out with me today. Y'all said you wanted more story time, so when this happened, when we were on vacation, I thought, oh, they're gonna love this. So go get you some chai, some coffee, hot chocolate, whatever it is that you want to sip on while we're hanging out, because let me tell you, we're gonna chat. Did you go? Did you get your snacks? Let me tell y'all about this terrible car rental service that I experienced while Avery and I were in Florida. Am I going to drop the name? Avery's not home and I don't know what that could mean legally, so no. But hey, if there are other people that had similar experiences who can identify this place just based on the crap that we went through, it's not my fault. Let's do it. So my husband Avery, he loves to play men's league softball, it's his thing. Every January, his North Carolina team always plays in this Florida National Championship type of thing. And we've gone every year for the last 3 or 4 years. Our planning for this year was not the best. With moving to the new house, we planned everything a little last minute, so I ordered our car rental service like just a few days before the trip. I was already stressed out. I don't like planning that last minute, so I just got on the website and I just looked up car rental. And just like I always do, I checked for a car rental service that I could pick up at the Orlando airport. Always. Like, how else are you supposed to get there, you know? Car rental place that you pick up the car at the Orlando airport. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm traveling, I always go to the filter by price, lowest to highest. I don't need to be driving in Florida in some fancy car. Does it move? Does it have 4 wheels? It's probably fine. Like, I don't need anything fancy. So when the results came up, there were some options that were $4 a day, but then there was one that was like $7 a day, and it had the little widget. Great deal, like this is the one you should buy. It's a better car, it's a better whatever. Get this one. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, I'm not a car person. I will never try to say that I know anything about cars. So I thought, oh, maybe this is just better. It's like $3 extra a day. We're only gonna be here for a week. Maybe there's just something better about it. And if this was a month ago, I might look a little bit more into it, but I'm rushing at this point. I have a lot going on. We leave in like 2 or 3 days. So I book it and I think everything is gonna be great. We have a car now. So we got on our flight. We land at 6:40. We landed a little bit early. We land at 6:40 and we make our way down to the bottom floor of the Orlando airport. That's where all the rental car places are, right? Like they just have a whole wall of all the places and you just go find the one you're at, you wait in line and the cars are across the street and you just walk over and grab one. We walk the entire floor and we can't find the name of the company that it says on the little receipt that Expedia sent us. And I'm going back in my email at this Expedia list and I'm looking, I'm like, did I miss it? Like, does it have another nickname? Does it go by another name? We go down the entire line 2 or 3 times before I'm like, did I book a company that just doesn't exist? So I go back and read the whole reservation, top to bottom. It says pick up at the Orlando airport. It even has a little extra fee for pick up at the airport. Okay. I get on the Expedia website and in the very small fine print on our receipt, it says,
in order to pick up your car, you have to call this number and get the shuttle to come pick you up from the terminal.
Okay, I guess I missed the fine print. My bad, I must have just been in a rush. Okay, at least we know this place exists. So I call the number and I'm like, hey, we're at the airport. We need the shuttle to come get us. And this dude automatically just starts asking 20 different questions. What's your reservation number? What's your name? What's your birthday? What day did you book with us? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like almost feeling interrogated. I'm like, these are a lot of questions. Like, shouldn't my reservation number be enough? But like, why do you need my reservation right now on the phone?
Well, we're not sending the shuttle if you can't get it.
Do you not just have a shuttle that comes every so often?
No, that's why you call.
Oh, okay. All right, so where do we wait for this shuttle? He tells me to go to this specific terminal, all the way down at the end where the shuttles pick people up, and he says, we specifically will park our shuttle in slots 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 11 through 14, this is where the shuttle will park to pick you up. Okay, great. That's fine. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit longer than we thought, but it's not a big deal, right? Our hotel is gonna have dinner available until at least 10 o'clock. Like, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna have plenty of time to get something to eat, because that's all I was really worried about, right? Was getting something to eat at some point in that evening, because I was hungry. And the dude said on the phone that they were only 3 minutes away, so how long could it take, right? So we go to the spot and we wait 10 minutes, and then other people come and show up, seem to be waiting for the same company, and we wait another 10 minutes, and at that point I'm kind of starting to panic that maybe I'm in the wrong spot, right? Like, I'm clearly not on my A game. I didn't realize about the shuttle thing. I didn't realize that it wasn't physically at the airport. I must be off my game. So am I in the wrong spot? Like, am I doing something wrong? Retracing the steps, double checking, triple checking, 4 times checking the spot numbers on the little parking spots to make sure it is 1114. Is this the right terminal? Yes, it is the right terminal. Okay, am I positive that I'm not messing this up somehow? Another 10 minutes go by. It's been now 30 minutes of waiting, and I think maybe I just need to call again. Maybe they didn't know I needed the shuttle like right now. So let me just call again. So I called them. Hey, this is my reservation number. This is my name. Here's all the information you asked for before. I'm at this terminal. I'm right by these spots. Do you happen to know when the shuttle is gonna come by?
Oh yeah, we're gonna send it right over. We're only 3 minutes down the road.
Okay, cool. See you in a couple minutes. It must have been me. Maybe I wasn't clear enough that we were waiting now. I must not have been clear enough. My bad. It's fine. They're on their way right now. So we wait and we see other company shuttles come 4, 5, 6 times, 6 different times that all of these different shuttles from other companies have looped and still have not seen ours. So I think, okay, Rebecca, it's fine. Maybe something happened. Let's take your mind off things. Let's edit some bad apple clips, and it'll just take your mind off things. Just edit one of the big stories into a little clip that you can put on TikTok and shorts and reels and all the things. So I pull out my computer and I do just that. And when I get done with one, another 20 minutes has gone by and no shuttle. At that point, another woman in the other group waiting looks at me and she goes, are you waiting for this company? Yeah, you are, right? Right, we're both waiting for the same company, cool. And we both exchange information of like, this is what they told me to do, and this is what they told me to do. We're in the same spot, right? Like, we're where we're supposed to be, and we chat about this for another 15 minutes, making sure like we're on the same page, we all get the same information, we're clearly in the right spot, we can't all be wrong. So, and now remember, we landed at 6:40. It is now 8:10, and there's still no shuttle. Now at this point, I know this isn't a me error, and I always assume it is at first. I always assume I'm doing something wrong or I missed something. No, there's no way that I and all these other people all got it wrong for over an hour at this point. I call them a third time. Hey, we're still waiting on the shuttle. Just want to check its ETA. What's the deal?
Oh yeah, don't worry. It'll be there in 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
20 more minutes, no shuttle.
Calling 4th time, and while they answer, the shuttle finally arrives. It's here! It actually exists! Not gonna lie, part of me genuinely thought this whole thing was a scam and it didn't exist, and I was like, it's never gonna come. 8:30, the shuttle finally arrived, pulled into the little spot it was supposed to pull into, and the guy goes,
sorry everybody, there was so much traffic, absolutely unbelievable.
And to be honest, for a moment I believed him, okay? I've been to Florida, and especially Orlando, enough to know that that was very plausible. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. You know how crazy Orlando traffic can be. It might not have been his fault. Then he has my husband, Avery, load everybody's bags onto this shuttle, okay? Not just ours, but everyone else's as well. My husband loads them onto the shuttle for this guy. And then we go off. At this point, I'm like, you know what? Restaurant, hotel, we'll have dinner until 10. It's 8:30, we got plenty of time. They said they're only 3 minutes down the road. As long as we get food tonight, that's all that I care about. So we drive off, and as soon as we leave the airport, I notice there is nobody on the road. Not a single soul. No cars anywhere. And you start to get a little annoyed of like, there's no way. All those other companies were looping so many times, and he just pulled in. You can't tell me that in the 10 minutes that it took for everyone to load up, that the entire traffic was just gone. I'm telling you, tumbleweeds would have gone across these roads. There was nobody on the road. It's fine. I must just be hangry at this point. Like, I can admit that. It happens to me a lot. Anytime I'm in a really bad mood, my husband goes, Rebecca, have you had something to eat? He knows me, okay? So I'm annoyed at this point, but I'm like, I'm just hangry. It's fine. But as we drive, you know, again, they said 3 minutes down the road, and the 3 minutes pass, and then 5 minutes pass, and then 10 minutes pass, and it takes 15, 20 minutes without traffic. Remember, there's no one on the road. 15, 20 minutes to get to this place. And I say this place because I don't know how else to describe it. First of all, this area was completely off the main road. It was kind of like in a back road, no real buildings or anything around, just kind of a off the back road into this large, dark parking lot with messed up road, like holes in the road, and no real source of light other than the mini hut building smack in the middle, all surrounded by this giant fence, this giant metal fence that was super high. And there was only one way in or out, okay? One entrance, the opening of that gate. If I was traveling alone and I didn't have Avery with me, I probably would be very afraid and concerned for my safety. And I want to be clear, like there was a conference that I went to for social media in California, and I was staying by myself in LA, and my hotel was what, a mile, like, or 0.7 miles from the whatever, and I walked by myself at 11 p.m. at night, and I felt fine. When I was in college and I did cheerleading and we went to Daytona and we would go to Razzles, and if you're from Florida or Daytona, you're like, oh my gosh, Razzles. It's a sketchy place, okay? I'm someone that's usually very observant, and I'm like, no, I look for my exits, I am aware of my surroundings, and that always makes me feel safe wherever I go. I did not feel safe in this place. I was very excited to be able to get out of there. But you know, the driver, after letting Avery unload everybody's luggage, told us all to go to the little building in the middle, that we had to wait in line. Have a great night. Okay. We go to the building, there's already a bunch of people in line, and I'm just waiting, thinking about the food that I'm gonna eat after, trying to get my mind off of how uncomfortable I am being at this place, just thinking about the fun that we're gonna have when we go to Disney the next day, and the softball tournament that week, and blah, blah, blah. And while I'm in my daydreams, I kind of hear in the real world people arguing. I kind of come out of my little daydream, and I look over and I see these ladies arguing with someone at the counter. And I'm gonna be so honest. My first thought was that these ladies were being complete Karens and were just causing a problem for no reason, and were harassing the front desk people. Because I'll be honest, I definitely judged these ladies. They looked the part. I really thought they were going full Karen for no reason on this poor desk worker, and I was getting ready to speak up and say something because I have no problem doing that. But something in my brain told me not to, and so instead I just sat and I listened to try and figure out what was going on. And you know, there was two ladies, and one was on the phone and one was yelling at the lady at the front desk, and it looked like they were trying to figure out some kind of paperwork. Apparently, this car rental place makes you bring a physical copy of your insurance to present to the company to prove that you can drive one of their cars. Mind you, we've come to this conference and rented a car from Orlando 3 or 4 times already. We have never had to do something like that before. I was very confused, and that's what they were arguing about, because not only did we apparently have to bring a copy of our insurance, it had to be one of the approved insurances that they had on a list on the desk, and if you didn't have one of those, you had to pay for their additional insurance. That's one of the ways they got you. And what they were arguing about that was that it wasn't listed anywhere on the reservation. Nowhere. It wasn't in the fine print. It wasn't on the Expedia site. It wasn't on the receipt. Like, they could not find this information anywhere. And then I started looking at my receipts. I couldn't find that information anywhere. And the lady at the front desk started getting snippy about,
well, if you went to our website, then it's there. It might not be on the Expedia site, but it's on our website.
Wouldn't you need to make sure that information was there on the third-party websites also? I mean, I guess not if you're trying to scam people. But she was blaming everybody in line for not going on the main website and looking there for the fine print. Who does that? Am I crazy? Is there someone actually out there that does that? So then I start panicking and we move up a little closer just so we can see the list of whatever few insurances are on there, because they really only have a couple listed. And thankfully, my family's insurance was on there. I know some people are gonna judge me hardcore. I'm just being honest with you guys. I am still under my parents' car insurance. Thank you so much for being kind to me, parents. I'm very fortunate in that aspect. I definitely acknowledge that. I know that not everyone is able to do that. Props to the Mandells for giving me that privilege. But anyway, so I immediately call my parents who are just trying to enjoy watching Netflix. And I'm like, please stop what you're doing. I need you to send this to me so that I can either have it or email it to them and let them print them out. Like, I need this information now. And they're like, okay, what do you need? I'm like, I don't really know. I guess I just need proof that I'm on your insurance. Cool, so we send that. I have it, I'm ready to present it. By the time it gets to be our turn, it is now 9:10, and I'm like, hey, I'm here to check in. Here's all my information. Heard you need the insurance stuff. Don't you worry, I got it covered. Here you go. They're like, this isn't what we need. So they proceed to explain to me all the random pages of our insurance that they actually need to prove that I can drive this car. Okay, call my parents back. My dad just sits on his little insurance app trying to find what I need. Bless his heart. Finally get it sent to me, all the screenshots, anything that they might need to print, present it to the lady, and there's still a problem. On my parents' insurance, I'm still labeled as Rebecca Ellen Mandel. On my driver's license, it says Rebecca Mandel Rogers. And this lady has the audacity to tell me, that's not you. That's not your name. I'm like, I got married a couple years ago. It is me, I promise. I go through and I show her my driver's license, Rebecca Mandel Rogers. Even show her things from my Facebook profile of, see, it goes from Rebecca Ellen Mandel to Rebecca Mandel Rogers, that is me. She argues with me for 10 minutes about how that can't possibly be me because she wants me to buy this other insurance. I'm like, I'm not buying it, this is me. Dang it. Finally get them to accept that this is me. This is my parents' insurance with me on it. I am covered. It's fine. It's under the insurance that they accept and we're good to go. And then she moves on from trying to pressure me into buying the insurance to,
well, honey, you need a toll pass now.
why do I need a toll pass?
Well, this is Florida. We have toll roads everywhere.
Okay, then I just won't drive on them. I'm not paying an extra $15 a day for a toll pass. Actually, I think it was $12. It was $12 a day for the toll pass, but $15 a day if you didn't buy it and went on a toll anyways. I said, nope, I'm good. Well, then she tried to gaslight me and tell me that I couldn't get anywhere without a toll pass, and that all these places would be blocked off to me. And I said, well, you know, I'm looking on my phone where we need to go, and I put in Google Maps avoid tolls, and it says that we'll get there and only take an extra 10-15 minutes, so I'm good. I'm just gonna go without the toll pass. And mind you, I'm like a hit or miss. I either have really bad anxiety and I'm like, I don't want to upset anyone, I just want everyone to love each other and get along. But once someone really starts pushing my buttons, no, you cannot push me around. Like, you cannot push me around. And I was in that zone of, nope, absolutely not. I'm not gonna be bullied by this lady. I don't need a toll pass. It's only gonna take me an extra 10-15 minutes where I'm going. No, I'm not buying that. So at 9:27, she finally accepts that I am not gonna be buying additional insurance and I'm not gonna be buying a toll pass, and is like, okay, you're all checked in. You can now go wait in the line outside for your car. And I look around and like there's no one out there. And I'm like, what line? Huh? She points to outside in the back corner. There's a little fold-up table with a laptop on it and says, right over there. They're gonna come over there and get your car, so you just go wait on the benches outside in the cold, because it's now 9:30 at night, and they'll call you when they have your car ready. Okay, so we go outside, we wait for a little, only like 5 minutes, but when it's, you know, cold and you're outside and alone, 5 minutes feels like a really long time. But we wait the 5 minutes, and then some random guy just comes out of nowhere. I didn't even see where he came from, he just kind of appeared. He's like, oh, Rebecca Rogers? Yep, that is my name. He's like, okay, I have to go find your car. I'll come let you know when I got it. I don't know what that means, but all right, sounds good. So another 5 minutes later, so around 9:40, remember, our hotel's only gonna have the dinner that we reserved until 10 o'clock. So at 9:40, this guy pulls a car around and we start to like put our stuff in and get him ready. He's like, no, not yet. We've been waiting borderline 3 hours now. What do you mean, not yet? This guy pulls out his iPhone and just starts video recording this car. Every square inch of it, he just starts video recording the car. And when he's done, he looks at us and he lectures in almost sound like a threatening tone of, I got this whole car on a video, so just letting you know if there are any scratches, if anything happens to it, we'll know because we have this video footage. And I'm feeling attacked right now. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do to this vehicle? I'm just floored that this is happening right now, but I wish someone had a camera to my face when, as he's lecturing us how they'll know if we scratch this car, he takes the keys and tosses them onto the hood of the car. What? I was so mad, and I looked at him and I cut him off and I said, are you gonna do another recording of that? And he stopped and he's like, what do you mean? I said, you sound very concerned about scratching the car, but you just tossed the keys on it. Why don't you go ahead and do another recording of the hood to make sure you didn't add an additional scratch, because I'm not paying for that. He laughed at me. I am so upset at this point because it is now getting close to 9:45, 9:50. There is no way that we get to our hotel by 10 o'clock, and it's Orlando. You know, if you don't live there, most food places close around then, so there wasn't really many options. So literally my only desire at that point was to find some kind of food. We finally find something small to eat at like 10:30, not a big deal. And the car works fine, right? Like it drives fine, it's a fine car. Like it has wheels that go and it takes me to where I need. That's fine. No problems with the car the whole trip. We planned that, you know, our flight back home was at what, 8 o'clock? We figure maybe we need to drop the car off at 4 p.m. to make sure that we can return it and get to the airport in time. But our plans changed a little bit. While we were in Orlando, my friend Faith Bench called me and was like, hey, you in town? And I was like, yes. She's like, what are the chances you want to extend your trip by a couple days and go to Disney again. There are not many people that I would extend my trip for. For those of you who don't know me, like leaving my cats for any amount of time hurts my heart. I just miss them so much and I feel like a bad cat mom. But Faith is one of the few people that I would extend for, so we did. And then Avery and I had to decide, do we want to ask if we can keep the car for an extra few days or do we want to return it? So I called the place and I was like, hey, we're thinking of extending the trip for a couple days. How much would it be to keep the car for another 2 days? Remember, original price was $7 a day, right? They tell me that it's going to be $30 a day. Like not for the 2 days, $30 a day. So it would be an extra $60. That's almost as much as what I paid in total for the entire trip for the car rental in general. No! I said, oh, no thanks, I think we're good.
Okay, so we'll charge the card on file.
No. No.
But you said you're keeping the car for an extra 2 days.
I was asking how much it would be. I do not want to keep the car for an extra 2 days.
To keep it for 2 days, it's gonna be $60 in total.
Right, that is why we are not keeping the car for an extra 2 days. This woman tried to gaslight me on the phone, telling me, well, you're confirmed, 2 more days. No, no, I don't want it, don't cancel. I said, ma'am, I'm just letting you know, if you charge my card for another 2 days, I'm gonna dispute it with my credit card company, and you can figure that out, and your company thinks as these calls are recorded, so I have no worries that they'll hear this conversation and say, yeah, she said no. So that's your choice, but I do not want the car for 2 more days. She pauses, and then she had the biggest attitude, and she's like, okay, fine, bye, see you when you return it tomorrow. Let's just get rid of this thing. I just want to get rid of it as soon as we can. So the next day after the softball tournament, we drive back up from Melbourne to Orlando to go meet Faith and stay with her at her hotel. And we get to her around 1-ish and she's like, hey, we're gonna go to Universal, we're gonna do this. What do you guys wanna join us for today? And I look at her and said, Faith, I love you so much. And we're gonna have the best time tomorrow. But I'm not putting anything on my calendar today because I genuinely don't know how long it's gonna take to return this car. And I just want it gone. So we just decide to dedicate this entire day to getting rid of this car and whatever extra time we have at the end of the day, great. So we go and pull off into the back road and we pull up and there's more people there because it's the middle of the day, so that figures, and one of the workers is like, oh, how can we help you? I'm like, oh, we're trying to return this car, and he's like, okay, go wait in that line. So we go wait in the line, and we proceed to watch people who are checking in all these cars go in no particular order. We saw them go to that car up there and check those people in, and then the people at the back of the line who are behind us. No order, so random. And we sit there and we wait, see all the cars in front of us get handled and some behind us get handled, and we're sitting there waiting like, what is happening? And we're not the only ones being ignored, okay? We see other people also kind of looking around like, what is happening? This doesn't make sense. There's such a random order. Like the people in front of us are being helped and then the people behind us, and like everyone who's not being helped looks very confused. So I get out of the car and I just go, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't want to bother anybody. I'm sure y'all have a system. I'm just trying to figure out what that system is because we've been waiting a little bit. So I just want to make sure that we're in the right place. Like again, I'm probably in the wrong place. I'm making sure that we did go to the correct place that the guy pointed and that I'm not doing something wrong. And this guy looks at me and says,
you don't have any luggage with you?
No.
Yeah, so I figured you're not going to the airport, so you're not in a rush. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all the people that have luggage figured out first, because you know, they're probably in a rush, they're going to the airport.
What? That sentiment wouldn't annoy me so much if the people who were going to the airport were actually brought to the airport. But all of these people who had luggage and were clearly waiting for the airport shuttle, they didn't have a single shuttle leave the whole time we were there. And we were waiting to be seen for at least 45 minutes. So that's 45 minutes that all these people with luggage waiting to be brought to the airport are also just sitting there waiting for the shuttle. So how does it make sense to do it that way? Like, we would have been able to just leave. We were just gonna Uber back to the hotel, and like Faith was gonna bring us to the airport in a couple of days. Like, again, if there was someone who was running late and they were trying to catch a flight, whatever, yeah, go ahead, get in front of me. But this, it didn't make sense. Oh, we're gonna make sure that all the people with luggage are taken care of so they can just sit and wait in a different part of this parking lot, and you can just sit and wait. As I'm asking him, another dude comes up to him and is like, hey, I'm here to return my car. He walks away from me, checks in that guy's car, and then comes back and is like, all right, it's your turn. And I'm like, you know what? At least we made it. So he comes over to look at our car, and I say, okay, here's the paperwork that we were given, here's the keys, gas is all the way filled up, and he's like, oh, hold on. Pulls out the iPhone. It's like, I gotta make sure, gotta get our footage. So he starts to video record the whole car all over again. And I think, you know what? I don't trust these people. So I pull out my phone and I start video recording. And the nasty look that guy gave me. Oh my gosh. Wow, unbelievable. So after a few minutes of both of us video recording, the guy just puts away his phone and just walks away and starts video recording another car that's behind us. Okay, we're waiting for further instructions, and we're just sitting there trying to be as patient as possible because they're starting to get busy and we want to be respectful. But after he video records like that car and another car, I'm like, what are we supposed to be doing? So I walk up to him and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I know that you're busy. What do you need from us now? And he just looks over at me and he's like,
you can go, like, you're fine.
Couldn't you tell us that? And my husband and I are asking each other, like, you didn't hear him say anything, right? Like, we're not crazy, we didn't miss something, right? No, he didn't say anything, he just walked away. It's fine. We return the car, we order the Uber to get back to the hotel, and we even think, you know, there's only one exit and entrance, so we will just wait right by the entrance and just let the Uber driver know, hey, you don't even have to turn in, we'll just come to you because it's a little chaotic. And when the Uber driver pulls up, he looks at the car rental place and goes,
oh, this is an interesting place.
I was like, yeah, we thought it would be best if you picked us up right here. He goes,
thank you for that, because I don't want to maneuver that.
And we happily drove away, and the cherry on top was that in getting there, waiting for all the cars, and leaving, not a single shuttle left for the airport, and those people were still waiting there, bless their hearts. I am so glad that we decided to just get rid of the car and have Faith bring us, because, oh my gosh, I would have been so stressed trying to maneuver that car rental place in the dang shuttles before a flight. No. Worst rental car experience I've ever had in my life. Makes for a good story, so I guess that's the silver lining, you know? And you know what? We learned for next time. We know to be a little bit more responsible and a little bit more diligent and only pick car rental places from the name brand places, because it's safe. And now we bide our time and wait for them to charge my card and see, did they charge me for anything crazy? Extra insurance, toll pass, extra 2 days. All I'm gonna say is it wouldn't surprise me. Thank you for hanging out with me this afternoon. I enjoyed our quality time together. And I hope you stayed hydrated because it's important and hydration keeps you going. You guys asked for more story times and I hope you enjoyed this one. Other than this one, I know I have my quitting story, the field trip from hell, and my most humiliating childhood memory. I'll link some of those if you haven't seen them all. And if you want me to continue with story times, I happily will because I like having tea time with you guys. My positive farewell wishes for you today are, the next time you go on a trip, I hope everything goes right. I hope you feel safe and secure and taken care of by the airlines, the car rental places. And I hope your trip is just fun and relaxing and exciting for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you guys. See you next time, my lovelies. Bye. Mwah.